What's up, Digidestineds? Did you hear the bell? That means it's another day in the Market Watch. So without further ado, let's talk about where Bt15 is settling after two regionals this weekend. And then we have just to talk about promos that are getting affected and other cards getting affected by the Bt18 reveals. So without further ado, let's get into this video, shall we? First off, RideMyAvatar is cooling off, which is good to see. The reason for this, and I'm going to be straight honest with you, Digimon did not top any event this weekend. It had sneaks in to BT into the top 16s in events, but in long-term wise, RideMyAvatar did not make the difference. Partition is not the answer right now. I feel like the deck goes burr when it goes burr, but then when it struggles, it struggles. Right now, I think at the end of the day, it still needs that option that comes in a later set, just because it allows you to give a way of protecting your not the greatest stack. And that's one of the biggest problems, is that RideMyAvatar does nothing really on its, if it can't be DNA'd. I mean, yeah, it can do the suspend shenanigans, but the problem comes down still is that you can't digivolve this thing for anything cheaper than your 4 cost. So 4 cost is costing you basically the game, I think. All their level 5s are 4 costs. So even if your hand was decent enough and you're missing one piece, you digivolving most likely passes turn. And that, I feel like, is the biggest issue with this deck right now. And once the option comes, though, I think that fixes it, because it helps reduce the cost, which is vitally important. So taking a look, though, it's $16. No surprise here. Europe side, though, looking like 11 euros to 12 euros, which isn't terrible. Could be a lot worse, but I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. They have Valkyriemon Ace alternate art from Bt16 jumping up to $40 a pop, basically. Kind of scary. I mean, with the rise of Uku, you know, the Numemon deck, this is showing to be played in the deck. So what do you expect? This thing to be cheap? No. And with that in mind, just to keep this on your radar, this might be a good time to flip them, because $40 is not a bad walkaway price. Bt16's, you know, very own regular art of it, we're up to $10 a pop. I'm not surprised here. I did kind of warn you when this thing was a little bit cheaper that it will probably go up. Right now, being in the $10 range is not bad for this card. Europe side looking like 6 euros to 7 euro range. Plenty of stock in the 6 to 7 range, so nothing to really worry about for you guys. Ukumon Uku for Bt16 going down. We're looking at basically $5 cards still, with that shipping and handling really making it difficult for you to make decent buy-ins. But it was selling in the $3 range. Now it's up to $5. I told you guys this thing was going to go up, back up. Europe side, €1.50 to 2 euros. Rapamon X Antibody, Bt16, showing a downward trend, which is good to see. A little bit of a bump, but in the long term wise, I expect this to keep coming down a little bit more. I expect it to hit 40 pretty soon. I don't see it going up. The thing is, Rapamon X isn't doing as hot. Like the bunny, you know, dog bunny deck, which is the Terriermon deck, isn't really making as much of a wave as it used to. Europe side looking like 30 euros to 32 euros, which we could possibly see us getting to, but right now I don't see it. Magnamon X Antibody, we're looking at Bt16 going down, $65. Terrible. Could be a lot worse, but 65 is where he's holding strong in. Plenty of listings though, 34 listings, plenty of stock across the board. It's tough for me to say this, but I don't know if this is going to go down anytime soon. Europe side, though, looking like 46 to 47s to 48 euro. It could be a lot worse, but right now, just the deck is really strong. Don't get me wrong. I feel like the biggest problem it comes down to is that you get into a Metapod mirror match here, and it's basically who can break that mirror before one or the other dies. And that's like the biggest problem here, is that if Magna X versus Magna X is on board, it's just a slug snail pace. There's nothing you can really do, because both effects will proc, and then they get bigger, or they're going to trade and block. And, you know, when your whole line of defense is basically, I'm a turtle, look at me turtle, it's a boring deck to a lot of players. And I would expect after a little while, people are going to get off of it and just switch over to Nume, because Nume at least feels interesting even going into the mirror. And this could lead to being the card a little bit cheaper for us and for you guys on the Europe market. Tyrant Kabu, no tops at all. Let's see how it's looking for the month. It's trying to hold strong into this $5 range. Do I expect this to long-term hold 5? Unless this thing starts topping slate in the next couple formats. No, I expect this to start tanking more. Europe side looking like €2, €3. Yeah, I expect this to be in this range. Tentomon, Bt15, still trying to hold up that buy up. I don't know, guys. Trying to sell this for 20 bucks, I don't think so. We'll have to see what happens long term. Europe side, though, looking like 12 to 15s as well. You guys are not doing well. Quagamon promo, $40 and climbing. This thing touched $50 over the weekend, and that was kind of scary for me. But right now, holding down $40. The problem is, this is what makes it hard for you. And what do I mean by this? That 2000 DP matters on your turn, because that allows you to get over their Tyrant in the mirror or over Magna X on your turn. So stuff like that matters at the end of the day. We'll have to see if this card holds that value, but promo is promo gone. Europe side looking like 24 to 28 euros. Shadramon promo 110. Oh, going up. We're looking at $43 a pop. I mean, if you have this, $43 is nothing to scoff at. To be straight honest with you, if you have a playset and you have no intention, I mean, one of two things is you hold on to it, or $40 or $42 is just in your dream pipes. We'll have to see. The Europe side looking like 25s to 30 euros. Same things affecting here. We'll have to see if the deck actually sees competitive play this format. X Antibody Protoform, Animal Coliseum, EX05. You know, this is one of those things I want to talk about. It's been a while since Digimon actually had very expensive super rares. Super rares, since the new design team came on, super rares have retained a sort of value-esque to them. And I'm going to be straight honest with you, 20 bucks is nothing to scoff at. I mean, cards normally don't, just for base super rares, never reach this height and hold this long-term heights. And yeah, X Anybody's doing it. Europe side looking like 22s to 25 euros. Hawkmon promo 119 from the adventure box, going down a little bit. Like I said, this was very dependent on how well Sylphimon did. Sylphimon didn't top any of the events, didn't make top 16. So yeah, that's the bigger issue here, is if it did not do that, means the deck isn't as good as people were hoping for. So looking at it right now, $14 is pretty solid. Europe side 5 euros to 7 euros. Okawa here. This thing reached 60 bucks. Any reason for this? I mean, are people really just hyped for MyOtismon? MyOtismon shenanigans? Probably, maybe, possibly. You got me at straws here, guys. I don't know why this thing's already 60 bucks. If anybody has an answer and knows of somebody that's doing crazy shenanigans at locals or something with MyOtismon, and this is what's triggering this, go for it. Tell me in the comments. Europe side looking like 12 euros to 15 euros. God. MyOtismon Tamer Party Pack at the beginning, $14 and climbing for a card. I mean, let's be honest, it's got piercing, and then all turns when a Digimon is deleted, gain a memory for each Digimon deleted. I don't know why you are expensive. This thing was a $2 card, and now look at it. Look at it. This thing is up to $15 a pop. Did someone crack the code? Did someone make the deck list work? That is the $1 million question. Europe side looking like 2 euros, 3 euros to 4 euros. Same thing. You guys are looking up Calamons too. A few bots in a couple weeks, but taking a look at it, close to, you know, 20 bucks a pop. Yeah. Europe side looking like 3 euros to 4 euros. I don't know what you guys are trying to do with Kala. Fanglongmon, Animal Coliseum, EX05 going down. I mean, this is kind of expected when this deck does absolutely nothing to your opponent threat of Magnamon X Antibody. The deck just doesn't have the biggest legs to stand on. I mean, it could do some stuff against our good friend, what is it? Numemon, but at the end of the day, not really so much here. Taking a look though, $16 a pop. Europe side looking like 21s to 22s. You guys are hoping on a prayer here. I don't expect it to stay this high this long. Garudamon Ace, Bt15 going up as well. I think this is just because it's a really good counter and people are using this in their red decks to hopefully, if a tamer appears, you know, when they're swinging, the tamer gets played, this activates and then deletes it because of the conditions. Supposedly, Garudamon Ace deletes before the protection skill resolves and finishes. I don't know how that works, but hey, it works. Europe side looking like €7 to €10. Nightmon promo, we're still holding strong in the 13s to $14 range. That could all change depending on Lord Nightmon's Ace's abilities. Europe side looking like €10 to €15. Imperial Digimon Fighter mode across time, BT12 going up as well. I mean, just for the base rare that was like $2 and stuff like that, kind of good for a 2 of to be up to 7s. But there are a lot of other options for you to get a alternate art of this card. So taking a look like €3 to €4 range. Galactimon Dimensional Phase. Card reveals of Bt15 definitely hit this card hard like a freight train. We're up to $35 a pop. If you have no intentions of playing Galacticmon, flip this card. Makes good money. Europe side looking like 22s to 23. I mean, 22s, 23s to €30 to €35. Distromon. I warned you guys. I really did. I told you to make sure you get these things when they were like $1. And great, honestly, this is now a $10 card. I don't care about who the hell this guy thinks he is. This is basically $9. I mean, $5, $6, $7 card for the shipping. I mean, yeah, they're trying to make it enticing for you, and nothing wrong with that. That's completely acceptable. But this Destro promo, I knew this was going to happen. Europe side looking like €25 to €36. Sorry, €2.50 to €3 to €5, which is nothing to scoff at. If you guys have this, flip this. Kaiser Leomon Event Pack 3 Next Adventure going up as well. A few sales in the last couple days just because of the, you know, purple Kochi, whatever the hybrid, yeah, Koji. Koji's just here. The new one is actually pretty solid, and I think this is just really helpful. Kaiser Leo is just going to do Kaiser Leo things. Europe side looking like €3 to €10. Kori Kakumon Event Pack 3. We're going to $15 a pop and going down. Kind of expected. Just, it's not as scary as Tommy would be. Europe side looking like €9 to €12. Ancient Kazemon Event Pack 3 going up a little bit. Seeing sales in the last, like, earlier. I don't know, guys. I don't think this is the best option, but hey, it is an option, right? Europe side looking like €1 to €2. Ancient Sphinxmon Event Pack 3 Next Adventure BT07 going up as well. Sales last week, $2. Nothing too crazy here. We'll have to see if long term it'll actually do something. 50 cents, €2. Hopefully they make this deck and it's playing it. Oh wait, that explains. Let me go back. That's not an event pack. It is an event pack. What? The crazy shenanigan. Okay. Doruga Online Regional. Saw some movement, actually. Went up a little bit. Went from being $4.80 to about a $5 card. Not surprising here, just because people want to play that deck. And just the being able to give plus 1000 DP really does help out. Europe side looking like €10 to €15. Andromon Classic Collection going up as well. We're at 10s. Europe side looking like, well, sorry. For the online participant, Androidmon is also at 10s, euros, and €4. Not many listings. We got Flaremon regional participation finally cooling off into a really acceptable range. We're down to $6 a pop. No one's really picking it up at 6s, but it's kind of good to see this card finally starting to tank. Europe side looking like €2 to €3. We got regional participation EXO5. They're gonna look right now. We're looking at $8.53 for my girl Cressamon. So Cressamon. I love this card, to be honest with you. I love the Lunamon line. Europe side looking like €3 to €4. Pyeldramon being Observer, BT16 though. All in all, though, guys, that is the Market Watch. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.